Welcome back to Logie Builds. Today we are going to be working on a snowblower, getting it ready to blow some snow. So let's get right into it. So right here we have I don't know, who cares what it is, Spirit Snow Thrower, 5-horse Tecumseh. And I found that it had an exhaust leak. The primer bulb don't do anything. The hose is actually cracked and broken, so that's ew. And then the carb needs to be rebuilt. So, cause she's pretty. Let me get a light in there. She's pretty nasty up there, huh? Yeah. So let's get into it. So first, what we're gonna do: shut the garage door. It's cold out. All right. So what we have is a few parts. We have a carburetor rebuild kit. This is for a 5-horse Tecumseh. Carburetor intake gaskets. That right there. There's your part number, I think. We got exhaust gaskets. Got that right there. And then we have a primer assembly. So hopefully they work. So I guess we're just gonna take a look at our parts and just kind of go as we go. So this appears to be correct, hopefully. And then it comes with the hose. Oh, I really thought that this kit would have come with 2 hoses, but you know, that's okay. You might be able to cut it down. Maybe not. But it's really the hose that it needs, but you might as well just put a whole new primer on it too. This'll work a lot better than this guy will, even though this guy seems totally fine. Get you guys back in focus there. Holy moly. So anyway, there we got our primer. We got our exhaust gaskets. We'll worry about those later. Intake gaskets, we'll also worry about those later. And then we got our carb rebuild kit. So what we're gonna do is we are going to dive right into this, and I'll show you guys how to take these apart. Funny of you to assume that I even know. Now, I am not exactly in my natural element. So I don't really have all my tools here. Alright, so this guy just slides right off. Pull this guy off, your key, and then this guy I think should also come off, I think. Really, oh yeah, it is. I think. There it goes. All right, so you got to pull that pretty hard, honestly. So this is your choke knob. So got those off. Now this guy should come right off. Oh, that's what that's holding. Got a little ground strap. So we'll just take that guy off. Something like that. Oh, yeah, we're spinning the whole thing now. We don't want to do that. So we'll hold him back there. We'll be sure to clean this guy up real good for the lady. Man, this thing is dirty. super dirty. So, man, look at how nasty that is in there. Yuck. So, we'll put him off to the side for now. And then we're gonna stare at the carburetor and wonder how this is all supposed to work. So we got our fuel line here. We got our primer line here. So I think that guy pops off. So I'm gonna grab a screwdriver and see what damage we can do. This guy should just pop right out. Oh yeah. Come on, other one too. There we go. So I'm actually going to where do you hook to? There should be a little nipple guy. Ah, right here. Come on, get in there. There you go. There you go. Yep, you get out of here, you get out of here. Yeah, buddy. This is really annoying to do, actually. Because there's like no room to work. I can't even get the whole thing on. Oh, I really hope I don't break that governor linkage. There we go. Oop, don't do that. Alright, there we go. Now we're loosening up. So, I want to get that fuel line off, but it just doesn't seem like it wants to go yet. Man, this carburetor is just gummy. It's gross. I'm gonna have to come up with a better solution for lighting. So I truly do apologize for the terrible lighting that I got going on here, but I guess it just is what it is for now. I don't got all that fancy stuff that people have. I'm just your average guy from Wisconsin that does things. So I literally use my phone to record. So we'll get this guy off. Oh, this one's taking the whole stud out. Oh, yeah, that's right. These are bolts and nuts. Oh gosh, how annoying is that? Why do they do it like that? I forgot. I worked on one of these before with a Tecumseh. Well, that'll make for a really not annoying way to put the thing back together later. Alright, so gotta be careful to not wreck the governor linkage here. But I gotta get that clamp off. There you go. Use your resources, guys. Come on. Alright, so I'm gonna try to get that governor linkage. I don't know if it's gonna go yet. There it goes. Oh, we're leaking gas. Alright, so I'm just gonna put this guy back for right now. Ooh, that does not smell good, that gas. So we're gonna pinch that line off. Alright, so guys, make sure you always have your handy dandy pocket pliers. Because I didn't, and I got caught in a pinch where I didn't have them, and I needed them. See, guys? That's what happens when you are unprepared. Come on. There you go. Get in there. There you go. Alright, now, so we gas everywhere, but that's okay. They do that. So now, we take this guy. Come on. Get up there. Cool. Sweet. So we take this guy, take him off, and then we just, and then you just do your thing and you try to get the thing off, which can be difficult. A set of picks are your best friend. Trust me. I really hope I don't have to do a fuel line. Come on. Like I said, a set of picks will get you a long way. So I didn't find a pick, but I did find this little screwdriver. So we are going to try that. And hopefully not spill gasoline everywhere. Come on. This fuel line really, ooh, oh, and I touched the drain. Nice. Oh, come on. Come on, you. There it goes. All right, there you go. Here's your carburetor. So we're gonna take this to the workbench, and I'm gonna show you guys how to rebuild this guy. I don't know how nasty that thing is. Yuck. Might be doing this in a pan. All right, so we got our kit, and we are going to start disassembling. So dump your gas out the rest of the way, pop the drain, whatever it is that it takes. This is some, oh, that went down my freaking sleeve. Yuck. This is some nasty gas coming out of here, even though there was fresh gas in there. I can't believe this thing even ran. Some pretty bad smelling gas. So you take your little nut dude or your bolt or whatever. A little gasket on him. Sure you don't lose anything. Make sure everything goes back to where it was. Now I have a rebuild kit which comes with a new one of those. But if you're not, oh yeah, there's some crud in there. Not a lot. It's not as bad as I thought it would be. But it's not really that good either. So this guy definitely needs a good cleaning. So grab your handy dandy carburetor cleaner. Clean him off good. Get this guy looking brand new. Look at that. A little bit of residue is okay. Ain't gonna hurt nothing. So we'll put him off to the side. He's ready to go back in. Let's get him to dry. And then we'll just keep on trucking away. Pull this guy apart. I don't think I'm gonna need everything that this kit comes with, but take your, I might need to grab another pair of pliers, needle nose. So you take this guy. Ooh, these pliers are like stuck. What the heck? We'll use these. That's easy. So you take this guy, you pull him out. And then that releases your float, which has your needle. There's a little bit of varnish on there. So yeah. Man, this thing is just gummy. So we'll clean. I think this comes with a new needle, but I might not need it. So we'll put him there. I think this comes with a new pin too, but we'll just put everything off to the side. We'll clean this guy off. Oh, nice and clean that is now. I'll clean it off. You know. So now we can take this guy and clean him off real good. Get all the gunk and crap off. Best I can for now, at least. So I'm not working with so much mess. I may not even, I mean, this thing did run. So that guy's... Clean out your main circuits. There's still some crud in here, but make sure everything here is nice and clean. So we'll go through this guy, make sure he's clean. It seems like he is. Make sure. Make sure our seat flows, which I know it does. Make sure this guy flows, or whatever he is, I don't know. So, this thing's basically rebuilt now. I don't think I'm gonna use the new needle or anything. I'm just gonna use the gasket, because that's really all it needs, is the gasket. There's some screws and stuff in here for like the whatchamacallit, the throttle plate and stuff like that, but because of butterfly valves, but I'm not going to touch this anymore, and it needs to be. So we'll get this guy back down. We'll put our needle back on the float right here. Get this old hose and stuff off. But through the and to anyone who says that you can't use brake parts cleaner on a carburetor, you can. You just have to replace your gaskets or remove them, because as you can see, this stuff just eats away at that old hose. Just eats away at it like it's nothing. But it is perfectly safe to use on anything else, because it's metal. Check our foot height. That looks pretty good. Yeah, that looks fine. There's a bit of gunk in there that I just put in. Good job. Come on, get out. And I truly am sorry about the bad angle. Clean this guy off. This is a jet. We'll put this guy in there. We'll put this guy back on. Actually, we'll put this guy on the carburetor. Come on. Go to your home. There it goes. I want to make sure it's all fully seated properly, otherwise it'll leak. Ask me how I know. Take your little jet guy. Make sure you do not cross-thread him. Just like that. And then you tighten him down a little bit. So it's just barely snug, pretty much until it stops. And then you got yourself a fresh carb. Now we'll clean this guy off, this cover. So yeah, it's less nasty than it was, and that's all that matters. I just gotta scrape off this old gasket, which is usually not that big of a deal. There it goes. Yeah. There, came off in one piece, nice and clean. Perfect. All right, now we gotta tackle this guy. I hope these come out. They should. Oh, it was loose. So is this. Huh, they'll do that. It still definitely needs a gasket though, especially because it was loose. So. Oh yeah, that's right. These have that goofy, there's an extra stud. They have an extra stud back here that has like a goofy like bolt thing to hold the muffler on. So remember that. So I'll just take this guy off. Man, this thing is coming apart really nicely. I could probably take these off. So take this guy off. So, oh yeah, it's actually, wait, what the heck? Oh boy, I hope I got the right gasket. So the gasket is actually, so definitely junk. Back in the early 2000s, or that's probably that's when I'm guessing this thing was from. It seems like they didn't even use actual exhaust gasket material. It seems like they just kind of, it looks like they used intake gasket material, which is crazy. You can definitely see where it was leaking. Big hole blown out in it. So yeah, that's about as good as it's gonna get. So we will actually replace this guy right away, and then we'll just cut our hose to length. We'll feed our hose through here, just like that. We'll, come on. Come on. Or is that just the way it is? No, it's not. It can't be. That's just the way it is. I might have to put something in there to give it some room. I can't say that I'm really happy with that. I may end up using the original primer and just include this with, because I am not particularly happy with how that is. So I think that's what I'll do. There's nothing really wrong with this primer. It's just not shiny, but that's okay. So yeah, this will work just fine. That's better. It is time to put our exhaust gaskets on. There, this is actual exhaust gasket material. See how it's metallic? Because it's metal. It will work. I don't think it'll work super well, but it will work. Put our gasket on. Oh yeah, she'll work out just fine. Take this guy back off so I can get that on. And I'm really good at creating very well lighting environments for myself. Alright, that's on. Now just for this one. There we go. Oh yeah, that gasket should work fine. And then we'll put this guy back on. Tighten him down so that he's in place. Tighten these guys down. Make sure they're nice and snug. There's not really any way to over tighten them with a screwdriver. So we'll go as tight as we can go with a screwdriver, because that's about all we can do. So, exhaust gasket installed. Now, time for a new intake gasket. Oh yeah, she fits perfect. Beautiful. All right, I got the routing figured out for the hose, so that should be all good. I think it's time to put the carburetor back on. It should run this fine because I didn't actually change anything. So those back on. And then follow through with the literal worst part of any small engine work, and that would be putting the thing back on. Always make sure that you put your linkage back in the same place that it was. And now for this application, it was on the second hole. You install your hardware back on, which is going to be the biggest pain because there is no room to work. Remember, taking stuff apart is easy. It's putting it back together that the real skill is involved. This thing is so nasty in like every aspect. It's just so gummy and grimy. Right, we'll throw the key actually in it so that it's less super annoying to work with. Get him all tightened up. Throw this on. Oh, don't forget your primer. All right, now somehow we get this above. Somehow. There it goes. Above, around, below, all of it. All right. I'm actually going to loosen this guy. I'm going to ignorantly assume the size and be blatantly wrong. Surely it's not that. No. Maybe it's this one from earlier. Well, that's what you get for assuming. Because I was... Oh, I think that guy's going to break, actually. So we are just going to do that. Try to tighten it, maybe? No, that guy don't want to move. We're not going to mess with it. Was there a second one at some point? Probably. But this one only has one. So therefore, it's the only one going on. Alright, so you shove that guy back on. And that should be it. We're just going to make sure the primer's working. Sounds like it is. I'm not going to run this tonight anyway, since it's like 1 in the morning. So now I'm just going to quickly advocate for this stuff. I bought this with my own money. I am not sponsored by this company at all. This stuff works really well. You saw how dirty my hands were. This stuff works incredibly well. I use it with water because, you know, it's better, but this stuff works. All right, guys, that's going to do it for the night. We're going to go to bed because it's past my bedtime. See you in the morning. Why? Why does it have to be on days that I have to do things? Anyways, good morning, folks. Like I said, got to just test out the snowblower. I guess there's some snow on the ground. I don't think it's gonna throw any of it. I don't think there's enough. It's too damn windy anyways. But we're gonna make sure it runs. We're just gonna double check everything, make sure it's all good. All right, I have no idea how good this audio is gonna be. I don't even know if there's gas in this thing. I speculated that maybe, no, there is. There's definitely gas in there, so we're just gonna prime the heck out of this thing till it starts dripping out the car, because Tecumseh's like that for some reason. And then here's that maybe I've done something wrong. All right, so I panicked a little because I'm kind of on a time crunch this morning. So basically what happened is I started it up and it went wide open throttle, like immediately. That would do nothing except turn it off. So basically, you got your governor down here. Long story short, I just adjusted it a little bit and got it to where it won't go wide open throttle. I don't think it's perfect, but I don't think I'm really gonna be able to do much better than it is right now, because it's still getting up into higher RPMs, but I don't know, it's better than it was. So I don't know, the car must have been dirty and the governor must have been out of adjustment. It must have been just a perfect mix of that's a little screwed up and that's a little screwed up, and it just ran okay before. So, you know, I'm calling this done. All right, let's give this guy one more try. Put him at idle, give him a prime because why not? I would actually call that about perfect. So yeah, if you ever touch things and you swear you did everything right, you probably did. There's probably something else that's wrong. So, you know, I guess there's that. All right, guys, I was actually intending on doing some recording, more recording in general today. The weather was bad. I wanted to do some recording in the truck, but the roads were so terrible it was not good. So, snowblower's fixed. My truck is dirty as hell now because of the snow that's flying around at 60 miles an hour, because the wind is basically gale force winds, because it's Wisconsin. What do you expect? Hopefully I can get working on that ice shack again soon, because I want to get that done. So I guess we'll see you guys next time. Until then, don't die.